I think we will use this on the Mystic, just to keep it. Hello everybody and welcome back to another Magic the Gathering Arena video. Today we are taking a bit of a break from Alchemy, in a sense, and we're switching to Historic. So I don't play Historic that often on this channel, as people will know, but as Alchemy has become very stale with the introduction of the One Ring, Sheldred combo, as well as Bowmasters, I thought we'd try some Historic. So obviously the Alchemy cards exist in Historic, but because it includes lots of older cards introduced in anthologies and stuff, there's a far, it's a far quicker metagame or higher power ceiling, which makes the effect of the One Ring existing in it less bad. You do still find people playing the One Ring decks all over the place, so I've taken that into consideration in which deck I'm choosing to play, but it means that we have hopefully powerful enough cards to get under the One Ring. What I decided to play was Wizards, because when I played Historic before, I ran a couple of Wizards decks and I've seen them around a little bit and I think they're just good. So let's see. Let's see. So the reason that the Wizards deck are good is a little while back when Alchemy was first introduced, they buffed some of the Wizards cards, one of which was being Symmetry Sage. It was one of the first cards that Wizards of the Coast decided to try buffing, and it's been pretty much a staple in this deck ever since. So this is a 1 blue 0/3 flyer, human wizard. It has flying and magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, target creature you control has base power 3 until end of turn. In other words, if we cast anything, this will be a 3/3 flyer for 1, and it can also upgrade our other creatures that have lower than 3 base power. Other creatures we're running are Soul-Scar Mage. Soul-Scar Mage is 1 red for a human wizard, 1/2 with prowess. Now, why are we running Soul-Scar Mage? Well, obviously it's a wizard. It's a 1/2. 1/2 can be important in the current meta because it's not susceptible to Bowmasters, so they can't just play a Bowmaster and kill this. It has prowess, so all of our instants and sorceries are going to make this do more damage, and also it gives us a nice way to take down big creatures by allowing us to put -1/-1 counters on them as a combat trick. So, for example, if our opponent has a sort of 4/4 blocker and we attack with this, if we hit it with a Wizard's Lightning, it'll be a 1/1 blocker and then this will live and that thing will die, rather than it assigning 4 damage to this. So, yeah, it makes a very nice little combat trick. Other creatures we're running for Dreadhorde Arcanist. Now this is kind of a staple in wizard type decks and has been for a while. Just to refresh for those who don't know, it's 1 and a red zombie wizard 1/3 with trample, and whenever it attacks you may cast target instant or sorcery card with mana value less than or equal to Dreadhorde Arcanist's power from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that spell would be put into your graveyard and exile it instead. So we get to flash back something for free. Obviously we have quite a few ways of buffing the power of Dreadhorde Arcanist. So when this attacks, by default we can play a 1-cost instant or sorcery card from our graveyard. But if we've already cast one and we've buffed its power up with Symmetry Sage before we attack, it could have 3 power and thus play any card in this deck. Also, it could have its power buffed by Ancestral Anger, which is one of the cards we're playing, which gives the target creature +X/+O. So there's a couple of ways that we can buff the power of the Arcanist before attacking if we want to try and play something back from our graveyard that costs more than 1. But a lot of the time, to be honest, we're happy to just play something that costs 1. We've got 10 1-cost instants and sorceries, so that can normally be good enough for us. 2 Magmatic Channeler. So this is a 1 and a red human wizard 1/3. As long as there are 4 or more instant or sorcery cards in your graveyard, it gets +3/+1. So it could be a 4/4 if we have 4 or more instant or sorcery cards in our graveyard, but also it has tap, discard a card, exile the top 2 cards of your library, choose 1, you may play that card this turn. So if we are in some kind of board lock state with our opponent, digging through our deck to find some Flame of Anors and Wizard's Lightnings can be what puts us over the edge and wins us the game. I think it's a 2-of because you don't need... it's not as good as some of the other creatures in the deck, like the Arcanist and the Sage and the Soul-Scar Mage. It's a little bit more expensive than the other wizards, but it is still a wizard and it does still enable our wizarding strategies. I'm running one Balmor Battlemage Captain and one Baral Chief of Compliance. To be honest, I think we should ditch Baral after having played with it and run a second Balmor. So Balmor is a blue and a red. It's a bird wizard. It's legendary 1/3. Originally, I was playing one of each of these because they're legendary and I didn't want them to ever clash. But Balmor in practice is a lot more useful than Baral, because Baral makes all your instants and sorceries one cheaper, but we don't really have expensive instants and sorceries apart from this one. So I think Balmor actually takes the edge, which is a 1/3. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain trample until end of turn. So it's another way to buff our creature's power. Nice synergy with the Arcanist. But also if we've drawn quite a few creatures and not too many spells, then it gives us a way of buffing all those creatures at once, which is nice. Okay, now the interesting bit, moving on to our instant and sorcery choices. Another reason I wanted to build this deck is the introduction of the Flame of Anor, which was in the Lord of the Rings set, which is a 1, a blue and a red for an instant. You choose one, and if you control a wizard as you cast this spell, you may choose 2 instead. So being able to choose 2 of these effects for 3 mana is amazing, just if we hear these effects. So target player draws 2 cards. So draw 2 is fairly standard for 3 anyway, but we can also choose to destroy target artifact, which can be very, very helpful in Historic, but you can also deal 5 damage to target creature, which is enough to kill most creatures we care about in a deck of this low curve, because if we're getting to turns, where people could play creatures with more than 5 toughness, we've probably already lost. Not necessarily, but maybe. And that combined with Soul-Scar Mage can make this a -5/-5 for any creature, which is very nice indeed. If you control a wizard as you cast this spell, well, all our creatures are wizards. So we have 16 wizards in this deck, so there's a good chance we're going to be controlling the wizard. And yeah, being able to clear Sheldreds out and draw ourselves some more cards is very sweet indeed. Be careful though, if the opponent does have a Sheldred, the effect of drawing the cards is going to happen first, because it is written first on the card. So you will lose 4 life if they have a Sheldred, even though you kill it with the 5 damage. Other instants and sorceries include Mentor's Guidance, which is possibly the best card. I honestly don't understand how this card is even valid. It's a 1 and a blue sorcery. When you cast this spell, copy it if you control a Planeswalker, Cleric, Druid, Shaman, Warlock, or Wizard. Now obviously we only have Wizards, but this card is incredibly flexible, and it does scry 1 then draw a card. So for 1 and a blue, that effect isn't great, but you get it twice, right? So you got scry 1 draw, scry 1 draw. So not only are you drawing 2, but you're scrying twice as well in that process for 2 mana. It just seems bonkers when paired with this, which is whenever you cast or copy a spell, we get to trigger this and set something's power to base power to 3. So if we cast this once with Symmetry Sage down, we get 2 triggers, so we could set the Sage's power to 3 and our Mage or Battle Captain, Arcanist. Everything in this deck has a base power of 1 or 0, so setting it to 3 is like doing 2 extra damage to an opponent. So just to sort of play out how this could work in practice, we can play a Sage and a Soul-Scar Mage, or a Sage, Soul-Scar Mage and a Play with Fire, turns 1 and 2, or maybe not a Play with Fire, maybe an Opt. And then turn 3, we can do a Mentor's Guidance and set the Soul-Scar Mage's power to 4, because it gets set to base 3 and this has prowess, and this to 3. So this alone is turning this from a 0/3 and this from a 1/2 into a 3/3 and a 4/5. I mean, a 4/3, sorry. This is just wild, like how much damage this is adding on when you're playing cards like this in this deck. So typically, although this isn't a direct damaging spell, assuming that we can get our creatures through without being blocked somehow, this is adding like 5 damage onto our board if you have Symmetry Sage out. It's wild. It's absolutely wild because it copies itself. So it's 2 spells for the cost of 1. Wizard's Lightning is just an amazing spell as well, because it's a 3 costing instant and it costs 2 less if you control a wizard. So it's basically Lightning Bolt in this deck, Lightning Bolt being one of the most iconic red cards of all time, being 1 red instant, 3 damage any target. That is basically what this is. And then the other 1-drops we're running 2 copies of Opt, which is scry 1, draw a card for blue. I didn't want to have too many blue instants and sorceries, but being able to scry and draw, filter to find the cards we need can be very helpful. 4 Ancestral Angers, which we'll get through a little bit. Target creature gains trample and gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is 1 plus a number of cards named Ancestral Anger in your graveyard. So +1/+0 normally, but that could be enough to make us be able to flashback a Mentor's Guidance with the Dreadhorde Arcanist, but it also draws us a card, so it's a cantrip as well. And then 4 Play with Fire for some direct damage. So direct damage spells in the deck, we have Play with Fire and Wizard's Lightning. We then have only Flame of Anor that is creature damage only, and then we have sort of other triggering / searching spells in these 10, combined with the Flame of Anor, which is sort of both. So yeah, that's the deck. I mean, obvious omissions from the deck would be Expressive Iteration. Now, I think maybe we should be running this just to show what Expressive Iteration is. It's the blue and the red. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one into your hand, one on the bottom, and you may play the exile one, and you may play the exile one this turn. So it's kind of like draw 2, but with the scry of 2, sort of. So it's very similar to the Mentor's Guidance. I just feel like in a Wizards deck, Mentor's Guidance is actually better. Could be wrong, but just playing through it, like, this card seems amazing because you're getting the double Magecraft trigger on Symmetry Sage. It makes it better in this deck. And obviously I could replace maybe a couple of the opts or something, but I just quite like having the one costing spells in this deck. I think it's worth having them. And yeah, let's try it without. If we think we're missing it, we'll try it in. But running 22 lands in this deck, it's just a combination of kind of the dual lands that you can find in Historic, for Steam Vents being the one that doesn't get played a lot in Standard, and the Riverglide Pathway, which is you choose a side. Running 1 Den of the Bugbear and 1 Horde of Storm Giants for games where the boards have been wiped and we need to finish them off. And then 4 Forsaken Crossroads from Alchemy. That's the deck. Let's have some Historic games and see how we get on. Alright. Historic for a change. Let's see how we get on. Looks alright. Only got 1 wizard, but you never know, it might not be removed. Mill is fine. We can hopefully get rid of this crab. So let's attack. Definitely got to get rid of that. Perfect. Since they're milling cards into our graveyard, gives us some more options of what to play. We've already activated Channeler, if we get one. What is this? Wow. Let's put this on red. So I think we have to get rid of this. So we'll do that. I like the idea of mill is good because does this just do each opponent as well? Each opponent, yeah. Wow, that's pretty good as well. I really don't know any of these cards. I don't really play Historic, so it's going to be a lot of wow, and what's that happening from me? Excuse me. I think we'll put this in. Wonder if they have a bounce spell. If they do, they should have used it because we drew off that, so probably not. So we'll mill 4 next turn. Yeah, they do. Okay. Tasha's Hideous Laughter, Ashiok, yeah, makes sense. Founding the Third Path, that's quite a good one. I mean, a lot of our stuff kind of suits mill in the sense of like, yeah, some of these cards are better in the graveyard. Flame of Anor is going to help us out here because we can destroy target artifact. So should we play Baral? I think so. Then we will destroy that. Do we have a 1 costing spell in here? Yeah, we've got Ancestral Anger. Okay. And then Soul-Scar Mage is nice. Typically I don't like playing too many creatures out, but given that we're against a mill, I don't think it's a problem. So they will probably take Hideous Laughter because it's amazing against this deck. No. Given that we're obviously very low curve, they can see what we've got. I'm surprised they didn't go with Hideous Laughter. Okay, another Founding. Another bounce spell. No, time. Glimpse the Unthinkable. Yikes, we really are getting milled out. Doesn't matter what we put on top, right? I suppose it does, because we can draw it. The problem is if they have a Hideous Laughter, we're just dead, because we only have 11. Even a glimpse plus something else. Yeah, I guess that means they've got it. No, no. They haven't got it. Good game. Okay. I thought we were in trouble there, but opponent's in trouble. GG. Alright. Let's do some more Fast and Furious wizarding action. And you one wizard. Kind of want to be able to do blue or red, so we will play the Reef. Yeah, definitely this one then. Mono green, probably Devotion. Should fare quite well for an Arcanist. And the Flame of Anor. Oh, it's elves. Elves, elves, elves. I mean, playing with this visionary when, yeah. Yeah. They didn't think that one through. Shame concede. Alright. Gambit 76. Next victim. This is less good because we haven't got a nice 1 costing spell apart from this, but we'll give it a go. We've got 1, but it's just not. It's not the one you want the 1 of. Beggars can't be choosers, especially when opponent's mulliganing. Blue black mulligan. I honestly don't really know what decks are even out here. Otherworldly Gaze. So self-mill of some kind? Like reanimate? Is it? No. What? Okay, maybe it is mill and that's just their way of finding them. Kind of want creatures. Okay. Thassa's Oracle is banned in Historic, right? Yeah, no, okay, they're definitely doing self-mill, but Narcomoeba. Okay, so you get a 1-1 and then, okay, I don't know what's going on here. We'll just play and see what happens. Nothing particularly interesting to cast from their graveyard. Yeah. What other stuff does good stuff when you mill it yourself? Another Narcomoeba and a Bloodghast. When land's about to be returned, go to the battlefield. Okay. We've been thought seized. 2 damage to the opponent though. That's pretty nice. So let's anger. We'll opt. Chuck that in the graveyard. Oh, at the bottom, sorry. That's what we want. A nice little sage. Yeah, I mean, this is looking good. I can't see our opponent completing whatever their plan is before we win here. So it doesn't have haste because we've got plenty of life. And they're playing this directly out their hand. Okay, so let's pop one of these. Nope. Okay, I'll have one then. Yes, please. Oh man, look. This deck is just wins so fast. They're just like, nah. This is leveling for dummies. This is laddering for dummies. Okay. Fedemilis. Good. Lots of creatures. But these are good on the draw, so we'll see how it goes. Coffee Scamp. This makes me want to play this, because if we minus on this, then it doesn't do any extra damage to us. It's just goblins? Yeah. Okay, I guess we have to block that. We have got enough creatures, hopefully, so... Nope. They can sack it, which we don't want. They can then sack the Arsonist to kill the Arcanist. Sounds like a children's song. Sack the Arsonist, kill the Arcanist. Okay. Should have played red so that we can play both of these. Whoops. Certainly shuts down a game as Prospect Terrain. At least they only got to 5, not to 6. So we'll opt now in case we draw a wizard that takes us down to 1. We did. Do we kill this now? Whilst they can't use any mana for that, yeah. Makes this less potent, but they could like sack it and then power up Den or something. Yep, nice. This value they're gonna get, it's gonna be good. This is what we need in fairness. Mentor's Guidance probably would have been the top deck of choice. Don't want more land now, please. I'm not sure we got 2 of them. We need something that does something, and yeah. Get sticky here with this pumping stuff into us. Not that helpful at the moment. Why have we got so much land? Too for me. Yeah, that came out of the array, and that one they played. That, yeah. Well, whatever. Honestly, this level of land is madness. Let's attack. I think if we don't attack now, we are never going to attack. So we need to give ourselves at least a chance of finding like a chain of stuff that wins the game. Yikes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this will do 1 if they wanted to. I think they're running 22 lands. This is absurd. So this, we could power up for a 7/7, 11 damage. Can't cast any spells. We can discard a land. Have to take this and hope that we draw something, anything. It's a bit of a long shot. I'm not sure what we could draw in that game. Can only get our opponent down to 8. 5 plus 3. Yeah. Just it's what it is. Best of 1 flood. Okay. Let's get back to normal now, please. Okay, let's just not draw any more land. Good. As long as that don't get removed. What's this? 2023. 2023. Blue. Yeah. guess we don't even want blue. We should have put red with the storm from single red. That was a stupid choice. Okay, I think we're going to get rid of the wilds. And got one player fire in the graveyard if we need it. So they've got all the colours. They know, no black. Not sure what the fire colour depth is. What is this? Hey, I remember this card in standard. Okay, they've run out of lands to play. Okay, let's play this first. That's good. So I'll try and make this so they don't want to block it. Quite a bit of land again. How many did I put in this deck? 15 plus 7, 22. Maybe that's too many. Explore. Let me play an additional lands now. Okay, let's red this. That's what we need. Pass that there. And we might as well do this now. Play that. So we've got one more player with fire in the graveyard, one Flame of Anor, which we won't get to. These won't be big enough, but doesn't matter. Opponents had enough of getting their mana dogs destroyed. Alright. Let's try again. It's fighting like spells and double sage, but that could be alright. So we'll play the mage first, in the hope that, you know, we can then sage play this attack for 4. Nah. Maybe I should have taken that. I suppose it's pretty good for the tap. Yeah, we haven't got loads of spare lands. Let's just make ourselves draw, I think. They can counter it, doesn't really matter. You should have returned the Sage. Save yourself 1 damage. 3-1, yeah, that's okay. Nope, okay. We'll do this now then. This card, man. Yeah, we'll definitely take another one of those. And maybe a play with fire would be nice. Ah, can't say no to the opt. Given how many creatures we got, that was pretty nice top decks. What is mono blue even doing? I don't know. Gain control of it. Okay. Yeah, counter target spell, target player draws 2. This is like a bad version of this. I mean, getting control is nice, but nice against our deck. But... So, should we play one of these? Yeah, I reckon so. And let's try this and see what happens. Yeah. They can block the Sage. I'm not sure I would block like that, but yeah. Yeah. That wasn't even a challenge. Alright. Ikoria. Played quite a few high ranked players and done okay, so this looks good, just in the sense that like we have this that's enough really, isn't it? So I guess we'll chuck an Arcanist in. I mean, it's not brilliant without the Sage. Ah, that's a problem. If they take the Mentor's Guidance, then we're in a bit of doom. Yeah. Apparently you weren't that bothered by Mentor's Guidance, so... And, good. No more hand steely stuff. Nope. There's a Sage, which is good. We just need to find an instant or sorcery now, please. Okay, don't mind that too much. Okay, so let's just chuck this in. So with 2 Arcanists down, it's a bit sad, but at least we're sheltered. Don't think we'll even play this land, right? We can channeler it. Liliana.
This is my home, and I don't appreciate it when people touch my things.
Get rid of this. Okay, maybe we should play one of these lands. In fact, do we even care about Liliana this turn? Nah. Yeah, we'll just hold these. They can plus Lily. The ring would be a bit bad, but at least we can then just swing at Lily if they ring, right? So we've got something to aim at.
I'm tired of your secrets.
Meat hook. I'm surprised by that. I suppose these are both 3 toughness, so that's a bit annoying. Actually pretty good against us. So let's discard this. Then we can draw 2. Should we kill the Bowmasters? Yeah. And now we can kill Lily. We only drew 2.
Fine.
And we'll
I'll take
hold
my
this for the
zombies and
channeler.
leave.
Yeah, probably. We do need to find some more. Oh man.
You will not.
Probably top that. Can't silence. Okay. Guess they just do the Silex too, right? Probably because we didn't find an instant, they now have another pop of Calm.
Stand down.
Yuck, yuck, yuck. Oh my gosh. We need to lower the land cannon step, man. Yeah, okay. So do we care about the car now? They plus it, one non-creep, I mean... Thing is, they can ring next turn, so we can give them one turn of plussing calm because we're not going to hit them next turn. I guess we just hold on to all this. Because they're gonna probably Silex. Yeah. Get him for 3, and then, yeah. Do they have a land for the ring?
Allow me.
So they'll play the ring and then minus Khan, maybe get another ring, or... Nah, they wouldn't have. They've probably got more of them in the deck than in the sideboard. Yeah. Probably are minus in Khan though.
There are great battles.
Nothing we can attack now then. Flesh Gorger. That's interesting because Flames would deal with that for us. So let's just play this and then end. Because if they just jam Flesh Gorger, they're playing all 7 on that. Unless they play it for 3/3, I suppose. Maybe they've got a Shelley as well, that would be bad. Exactly, each player sacrifices 2 creatures.
Oh, I do love a good death whale.
So with the Ancestral Anger, yeah, we can play the Guidance again with this. This would get this to a 4/4. Especially if we play this, this will be a 4/5. I mean, this wins, right? So we sack these 2. I mean, they're taking 2 anyway, so... I guess this is just it. Yep, good. Good. I feel good now. Whew. Had to do a little bit of thinking, but we did it. Alright, next one. Zark. On the play, sweet. And if you control 2 or more other lands, okay. So we can go with the Sage first. Probably have to remove this from the deck. I feel like we've got too many 1-drops. Makes this a 1 though, which is a bit broken, but you need to pay 2 to get it to be 1, so it's not really. Interesting, I care more about the Sage. No. Kinda want to land. No. 4 cards, no land. That's okay. Better to get another creature down than to use this, for example. Crucible, say. Is that any reanimation target? No. Okay, so let's go blue for this, since we have got some blue cards this time. So we'll use this. Maybe Anger? So 3 damage to face here. Obviously they could have a ring. Yeah. But they'll start taking damage. We can just guidance. Sage is what we need, so let's guidance. Take the Sage. See if we can find ourselves. Yep, perfect. Gonna say another damage spell. So we've already got 6 damage in hand. I'll put them on 5. Don't want to see a Sheldred. No, that's okay. It's a sorcery, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so they got to take 2 damage. I think we'll just play 1 of these now because we've got 5 lands for next turn, so and we want to get as much prowess value as we can. Should have played the opt first to see if we need this, but we'll do like this. Okay. Got to use this now. So that the opt doesn't kill the mage. Oh, we could have used it here and attacked this first. Perfect. Obviously they won't let that through. That would be suicidal. So this would do 3, that's going to do them 2, so that's only 5 damage. Still just gotta hope to dodge a Sheldred. Okay. This is 4 to power up, which we have, so as long as we lightning during our turn, we're good, because this is 3 plus 3 already, so they need another ring. It's the only thing that saves them now. Which they could easily have, I suppose, with this many cards. They've only gone through 20 though so far. So not that higher odds to have drawn another ring. Might as well keep our creatures alive. Since they can't afford another ring now, the den... Yeah, that's fine. They're tapped out, so we win. Because this is an extra 4 damage. Sweet. Just about got there again. One ring beatdown commenced. Next one. Yeah, I've just absolutely racing through these games, man. It's just rapid. See what we're against. Green, Mystic. Okay. I think we will use this on the Mystic just to keep it. Yes, please. Yes, please. Look at that. Doesn't get any quicker than that. Okay. Next one. This looks very similar to our last hand. No direct damage spells, but we've got a couple of guidances and a couple of mages, so we are good to go. On the draw this time though, so not going to be quite the landslide. This card basically alone is just cracked. Playing this well, it's playing this over expressive iteration because it's just that damn good. Fatal push for this mage. Probably. Yeah. Okay. Sanders Wake. Don't see that every day. Poor mage. I was hoping that we would dodge a second one. So we probably have to play one of these guidances. Kind of need an actual wizard to make it worth playing that. That's a wizard. Good. I can't have many more fatal pushes. One ring, by any chance? Here's the one ring, we might be in trouble this time. Ooh. Yeah. Okay. I think we need to get 2 cards out of this, so we'll just keep going. This we can use. Okay. That's a card that gives us 2 cards. Okay. I guess Den wouldn't have been the worst card, but it would have come in tapped, so it's a bit slow for this current situation. We do need to get this life down a little bit. Make sure we cast this first. Sweet. Just more wizards, please. Sweet. Should we just cycle this? No, we'll hold on to it. Gone through quite a few cards, but opponents discarding destruction stuff as well. Okay, Arcanist gone. Yeah. At least we can block this, but they're going to gain a lot of life back until we... Oh, it's got Death Touch. Oops. That's what happens when you don't read the card. And draw 2, kill that. Sweet. Let's kill this turn warp so they don't get a second trigger on that. I don't think this book is that good against us, right? It's mostly crap in there. Could help them draw, but the snow-covered swamp, so they must be playing the old... Do we even need this down? Yeah, I suppose. The power up this, 7/7. Okay. Don't need a second Sage at this point. Arcanist is good. Alright. That's nice. don't think we'll play any more lands if we get them, but at least we can kill this now. Which they probably won't attack with, because, okay, they want to venture into the dungeon. I'd rather give them something out of the wake, probably. I don't actually know. I can't even remember what these do, these dungeons. Scribe, blah blah blah. Maybe we should just let that connect. Put 2 -1/-1 counters only as a sorcery. Okay. So they could actually make the Arcanist a bit useless. Interesting. So we kind of want to get the Arcanist's power to 3 to be able to play the Anor. That doesn't help too much. Should we just swing with this? So if we do this on here, attack with this, we can play with Fire the Giant. Let's do that. And then connect for 13? 13's worth having. Obviously they can keep playing creatures with the wake, but that should mean that they can't activate this, maybe. Also, yeah, puts them a shock away from dead, so that's also good. Okay, they could activate the dead lands. Ah, that's quite nice for them. So we can afford to play this on the Fangblade, which is good. So they have to block the hall, so we can attack with these two. Yeah, we should have the win here, right? Because we can play with Fireface, these will both be 3/3s. So unless this is a fatal push, then we win. So, we're going to do 6 damage. That card is what we want, even if we're going to have an next turn. Okay, we've got a blocker. They actually got it out of the wake. Ugh. We still win, right? No, we don't still win. They go to 1. Well. Oh, did our library get shuffled? Where's my Ancestral Anger gone? Oh, because we got milled by the Enforcer. That is actually annoying. Just don't want them finding any more Grey Merchants. Oh, come on, not lifelink. Hey, we didn't have the win. We still need an instant or sorcery, which we could easily top a land here. Oh well, we'll take it, I suppose. Okay. I just realised last game we could have attacked with the Arcanist and just flashed back a blue of fire to their face. That's why they conceded. They were correct, I was wrong. So we've played 10 games and won 9 so far with this mental deck. This is mental. What are you supposed to even do? Just hope the other person floods. If they choose to play the Wizards deck, is it any coincidence that the deck named Wizards happens to be the best in a game made by Wizards of the Coast? The Wizard's creature type. What's this? Pay 1 life, add 1 mana of any colour. What is this? Mill 3. Oh no. Okay. I have no idea what's going on here, but I don't like the look of it. I don't like decks which are going to do something funky, because those are the ones we're struggling against. Self-milling. Okay. So it's all reanimation-y shit. When that creature enters, go to your hand, return to go to the battle beginning of the next end step. Bloodcast. Land enters. Oops. Sorry, I was just reading all your shit, man. So much stuff. Yeah, I think we'll take that. Yeah, we just don't want land, basically. I assume they have some removal as well. So those Bloodghasts are going to be a pain. There's 2 of them. What the hell's this? Sack a creature and black. Madness. Eee. Paid too low. Okay. 4 Bloodghasts in their graveyard, are there? Oh my gosh, there are. And then this other thing's coming back. It's 3/3. And another creature. Okay. Right. I mean, all your Bloodghasts are there, so we're taking 8. Okay. So we need to be careful with the damage we're taking here. So what we want to do is zap something that doesn't come back. Discard 2. So they won't be able to do that. So hold on, they can block with the 2 of these, that's it. So let's kill that. So 8, 11, 13 damage they can do. So let's go red. Let's untap. Let's play this. Let's attack. Let's play with fire. At the moment, I suppose they just need to top a land to get that back. We'll just kill this then. And we've got a blocker for the Bloodghasts. So they gaze. I guess they... yeah. Let's put into your graveyard from your library and exile it. Yeah, that's good. So we're taking 6, 9, 10. Ouch. Yeah, I mean, Jesus. Turn it from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Okay. So I can only cast 2 of these unless we use the steam vent. We can cast something with the Arcanist. So we can play with fire this ghoul. Attack, play with fire this. So we need to do like this. Gotta kill one of these. So we can use this to kill this, block one of those, then we take 3, but I mean we're virtually on the verge of dying. I think we have to put this tapped. We could also play Baral, which gives us another blocker, but then we're still going to have to kill this. So I think we pass. I mean, if they have a land, the Bloodghasts come back and we just die because they get haste. If they don't have a land, they have something that they can do something bad with. So it's pretty lose-lose. They'll find a land with that, right? I like this deck. This deck's fun. There's the land. Yeah. GG. We actually finally lost a legitimate game. Nice deck. It's actually quite amazing that the first game we lost, we just leveled up to Diamond 2, right? So it didn't even cost us a rank. Not the first game, but yeah, that's great. I mean, the luck on this run of climbing the ladder is crazy. Yeah, we'd like another creature, but we got knocked. We can find one, and we've actually got some non-pain lands this time, so that's good. On the draw again. Makes a big difference in historic, even more so. The higher the like average power of the cards, the more you need to be on the play. This could be a fatal push, but I suppose we'd rather they use it on this than on the Arcanist. No fatal push. Black, blue, landing. So it's probably going to be a mill us deck rather than a mill them deck now, or no, it's a mill them deck. Okay, the same deck again maybe. Gosh, these creeping chills. Lots of life gain. Jesus Christ. Okay. Do we just dump this in? Probably. I guess this is very much a like combo deck, because if you get the ghouls and the chills, then you're golden. If you get the ghouls on a turn you didn't get a chill, they do not a lot. I guess you need to get them a turn before, right? It doesn't have to be the turn you get it. Yeah. Interesting. Interesting deck. Could be the one that's got the beating of us. Because look at the life, man. How are we going to beat that down? It becomes very much a game of working out whether to be killing their creatures or whether to be not. It's going to be tapped. It's annoying. Has won us a game so far, so I can't be too annoyed. So let's kill this. So we don't actually need the mana this turn, right? Because we can opt, so we'll just do this. So we can use this to play with fire, that's what we want. Get rid of one of these, that can buff that. Hopefully get him for 6. Gosh, 2 amalgams. So they're gonna have 6, 8, 10. We're on 11 life. Yeah, and then they copy that, probably find one more creeping chill and we just die. Let's see all the triggers. Narcomoeba, Narcomoeba, no creeping chill. I mean, they're still on 20 lives, so even if we don't die, I don't see how we win. I mean, if anything's going to be good, it's play with fire. We need as much damage to phase as possible. We need, like, Wizard's Lightning. I just can't even play this. So let's do an Anger. that didn't get us what we need. So we can play one more. Like so. Okay. So I mean, it only adds 4. Yeah, I mean, it's not. I don't think we're getting there, boys. Just lets us do like this. No, we're not getting there. Man, that deck's got the beating of us. Finally found the weakness. I suppose we did play against that deck once or twice before, and we won without them doing anything. So I guess it's just a if it works type thing. And if we're on the draw, we've been on the draw both games we lost. So this is good. 1, 2, 3. I mean, this needs to live though for this to be good. Here's to hoping that this doesn't get shocked. It didn't. Could still get dead. No, they're doing their own things, so. Pick goblin spells from the top of your library. The goblin that has all abilities, activated abilities in that card. Okay. So probably need to kill this war chief. So let's do like this. Let's attack. Yeah. This is just cast, not cast or copy. Another one. Okay. It's not the best card, is it? But I think we will do a guidance. Don't want more land. We've got lots now, thank you. Flame of Fire is a very good card. No more land. And that's a good card. So we can kill this. Let's just... I should have done a check there, because 2, 13, 8... Each one is giving us 3 more power. 8, 11... Yeah, they would have been dead if I had just targeted face. 3... That would be 12. Yeah, okay, they won't be dead if I did. Yeah, so I mislead. Yeah, the 3 plus the 2, and they would have been dead. Maxes. Yeah. Fine. Got away with it. Got away with it. Okay, quick look at the stats. So I think in the video we went 10 and 2 or something like that, but overall I've gone 19 and 7, which is probably a fairer representation of the deck because it is worse on the draw, as you can see from the stats. I feel like now that I've tweaked it, I've removed the Baral and left 2 Balmors. I think maybe we should remove 1 more land because we've got all the draw and scry in the deck. I feel like 21 is probably the right number. So we could potentially increase the opts or add an expressive iteration in there. But I mean, this is basically printing MMR on the ladder. Look what's happened to the curve since I started playing this. It's just mental. Like 73 is probably the lowest win rate you'll achieve with this deck. In the current meta, it just seems so well placed against the one ring decks because they're slow, and then when they get there they start to cost themselves life, and we've already done them tons of damage and have available direct damage to them. So as soon as the protection ends, when it comes back to their turn, we can just finish them then. I mean, this is a wild deck, and yes, we did get beaten a couple of times by the blue-black, the Dimir Mill deck, but you know what? It didn't feel that bad. I mean, this just shows you 5-0 against mono black. Mono black basically means one ring decks, doesn't it, at the moment? And yeah, it's absolutely crushing those. And the mono green devotion has no chance as well. We've got enough stuff to kill off their mana dorks. Hopefully, did lose once to that deck, but yeah, it's the Flame of Anor being able to do 5 damage and draw us 2 cards is just, it's crazy for 3 mana. So yeah, This deck is just going to be... I might just run it all the way to Mythic just to get there, to be honest. It's so easy with this deck and it's so fast to do it. What is there to lose? Thanks for watching. Be back soon. Bye for now.